Hello everyone, welcome back to the B classes. Today in this class we are going to study about decision making and branching statement, which will be our chapter number 5. So what is decision making and branching statements? Let us understand this with help of an example. For example, there is a tree and tree has branches, right? So this is a tree which is having some branches. So small boy is climbing the tree. Why? Because in this tree there are certain items which he wants to eat. So this is a hybrid tree. In one branch there is an apple. In another branch there is an orange. In another branch there is a banana. And in another branch there are grapes. So in tree usually you have one thing, but in this tree it is a hybrid tree and you have 4 things. But the child can go only into one branch to eat one item at a time. Right? There are 4 things. He cannot eat 4 directly because this is in a different branch. Orange is in a different branch. Banana is in a different branch. Grapes are in different branch. So these are all different branches. So he has to go to one branch so that he can eat one item. So now here he has to make a decision. So here, what are these called? These are called choices. So this boy has 4 choices: apple, orange, banana and grapes. But you can see that he can eat only once. But you can see here that he can eat only one fruit at a time because different fruits are in different branches. He can go to one branch, then move out, then go to another branch like this. He cannot go to all branches simultaneously. So here there are many choices, and out of the choices you have to make a decision which you want to eat first. Like if you want to eat apple or orange or banana or grapes. So out of these choices you have to choose one. For example, he want to eat orange, then he has to go to the orange branch. If he wants to eat grapes, then he has to go to the grapes branch. So branch means these are the different choices. Here branch means you can say choices. And decision means out of these choices which one you want to use, or here you want to eat. So this thing is known as decision making and branching. Branching means there are many choices and you have to make a decision that out of these choices which one I want to use. So in Java also there will be many choices, and out of the choices you have to do any one. So these types of program will be known as a decision making and branching programs. And we will be using special statements or syntaxes for it, which are known as decision making and branching statements. Till now, still chapter 4, you are doing directly what was asked in the program. For example, it was telling you to add, so you are adding. It was telling you to subtract, so you are subtracting. Kind of that. But now you will make decision. For example, there are 3 things and you want to do only one according to user. User said that you have to do the first one or second one or third one. So here user or you yourself has to make some decision. Till chapter 4 there was no decision making, but now we will be making decisions. Which want to do, which one not to do. So these types of programs will be known as decision making and branching statement. So what are these kinds of program? You will get to know when we start solving all these programs. First of all, we need to understand what are the decision making and branching statements available in Java. So in Java there are 2 types of decision making and branching statements: if statements and switch statement. So there are 2 types, if and switch. Inside if means if is again divided into 3, that is simple if else and if else if ladder. Sometimes simple if is also known as only if. In a program it is asking to write a program in if statement, so you will be confused which if statement. If it is written only if statement, it is talking about simple if only. The simple if is also known as if statement. And there is if else and there is if else if ladder. So there are two types, if and switch. Inside if there are three types, simple if else and if else if ladder. Simple if can also be written as if statement. Okay. So today we'll be understanding about simple if. Similarly, in next class we will be studying about if else if ladder and switch. But now today we'll understand about what is simple if. So now we'll go to the syntax of if statement. That is if inside round brackets we'll write the test expression. Then we'll start the curly brackets. Inside this it will be statement block, curly brackets end, and then statement X. So this is the syntax. This syntax will be used to do decision making and branching using if statement. But what are those things? What is test expression? What is statement block? What is statement X? Let me explain you. So what is test expression? So in Java, in chapter 3, you have already studied about different types of expression, that are arithmetic expression, relational expression, and logical expression. So arithmetic expression will give some integer or real value because it is a mathematical calculation, whereas relational and logical will give you either true or false. So here text expression denotes relational or logical expression. It can be either of that. It can be a relational expression or it can be a logical expression, but it cannot be a arithmetic expression. Why? If. What is the meaning of if? If means, in Hindi you can say agar test expression is true. Agar it is true means if the statement is true, if the expression is true. For example, a relational expression is 5 greater than 3. Is 5 greater than 3? If 5 is greater than 3. So you will say yes, 5 is greater than 3. Then we'll execute some task. That is, for example, if 5 is greater than 3, you will print A. Or if 5 is greater than 3, you will print Dibya classes. So something like that, some expressions. This expression will be written inside these curly brackets. So if the expression is true, then whatever is inside these curly brackets will be executed. And what you can write? It depends on the type of program, what you need to write inside these curly brackets. And whatever is inside this curly brackets, these are known as statement block. So what is a statement block or compound statement? Block is also known as a compound statement. Okay, one or more statement when present inside opening and closing braces is known as a block or compound statement. Means when one or more than one statement are present inside curly brackets, then it is known as a block of statements or compound statements. And what you can write inside this? You can write input, processing, and output. All types of expressions. Input means you can only do scanner input here. You cannot do parameter because parameter is written in public void area. But inside if you can do scanner. We'll be using this in future classes. How to use scanner inside if statement. Processing, all types of calculation can be done within these curly brackets. And output means print statements. You can also keep print statement within this curly brackets. Everything are part of the statement block. And what to use when? It depends on the type of program. Then after the curly brackets ends, there is statement X. That means the if statement ends here. The if statement starts in this curly brackets and the second curly bracket tells the end of this statement. And what is statement X? We'll get to know statement X and everything when we write a program. So after you write a program, this syntax will be more clear. So let us write a simple program. So the program is write a program to find larger number out of two given numbers. So for example, if two numbers are A and B, you have to find which is the larger one. Is A the larger or B the larger? And what are A and B? A and B are variables in which the user is going to give the input. So here input are A and B, that is two numbers. Processing is, you have to check which one is bigger. Is A bigger or is B the larger? And output, you have to print the larger number, which can be either A or B. It depends on the input given by the user. So let us start writing the program. Then I will explain you how to write this program using if. First we'll create a class. Let it be C5A. That is chapter 5, program A you can say. First let us write the skeleton. Class C5A public void. Skeleton is done. Now the first thing is to do the input. So we need two numbers because we need to find which one is larger between these two. Let it be double A and double B. Now we'll do the processing part using if statement. If this is test, I am just writing the syntax now, then we'll fill it. Here we will have statement block and here we have statement X. This is a syntax. Okay, now we'll fill the syntax. Test expression means here we are going to write a logical or relational expression. So what is the expression here? What we are going to check? If A is greater than B, or you can also write B greater than A. Means we have to check which one is larger. So A greater than B is a test expression. What type of test expression? It is a relational expression. If A is greater than B, if it is true, then which one is the larger one? Obviously A is the larger. We'll store the larger in a variable. Let it be L. We'll declare this L, double L, where L is the variable which will store the larger number. If A is greater than B, obviously we can say that L is the larger one. But what if A is not greater than B? It is false. If it is false, then this part will not be executed. Means if it is true, it will store the value of A in L. Means this curly brackets will be executed. This is called the block of the if, or the statement block of if, or also known as the true block. This statement block is also known as the true block. So if it is true, this will be executed. If it is not true, this will not be executed. So for example, if A is not greater than B, then what will happen? We have to again check if B is greater than A, then the larger will be B this time. So now we are using two if statement. You can use more than one if statement. You can use unlimited number of if statement inside a program. Okay, there is no restriction. So in the first if statement, we are checking if A is bigger or not. And in second if statement, we are trying to check if B is bigger or not. So either of this is going to be true. That is for sure. Only the case if A and B are equal, then both will be false. Obviously, because if A and B are equal, then neither A is greater than B nor B is greater than A. But we will not assume this case. Since you are trying to find the larger number, we assume that both the numbers are different. So after finding the larger number, what is your job? To print it. So print will be written here, that is statement X. So whatever statement is written after completion of if statement is known as statement X. And it is not mandatory that you have to have a statement X. It is optional. Okay. In this case, we have a statement X, that is nothing but your print statement. System.out.println will print the larger number which is present in the variable L. Now let us run this program and check if our program is correct. For example, I input 5 and 10. So what should be the answer? It will be 10.0 because it is in double. See, the larger number is 10.0. Now I will just reverse it. Means in A I will give 10, in B I will type 0. See, then also I am getting 10.0 as the larger number. So here what is happening? In the first case, I gave the value of A as 5 and B as 10. So here it will check is 5 greater than 10? No. So this thing will not be executed. Then it will come to next line. This is one thing, okay? This is one thing. This is one statement. This curly bracket tells the starting point, and this one tells the end of that statement. So this is false. So this will not get executed. Then this if statement start. Is 10 greater than 5? Yes, true. If it is true, then this part will be executed. So in L, the value of B will be true. That is 10.0. Then it will come out and it will print larger number is 10. If we give the value of A as 10 and B as 5, then here it will check is 10 greater than 5? True. So in L, 10 will be true. Then again this will check. It will not skip it. Again this will check. Is 5 greater than 10? False. So it will not be executed this time. So here we will print the larger number. In L we have already stored the value of A, that is nothing but 10. So we will print 10.0 because it is in double. If it is in 90, it will print 10. Since it is in double, it is a real form, it will print 10.0. Very easy program. Okay. But you have to practice if statement multiple times so that you can write the programs easily. Now let us move to the next question, that is write a program to find the largest number out of 3 given numbers. It's the same thing. In the first case there were 2 and in the second case there were 3. So here we have A, B and C. One more number. So now we'll write the program for 3 numbers. So when you can say that A is bigger or the largest one? When A is bigger than B and A is greater than C. So this is called a logical expression. A should be bigger than B and A should be bigger than C. Then only we can say that A is the largest. Similarly, assuming B is the largest, then B has to be bigger than A and B has to be bigger than C. Then only B will be the largest. Similarly, assuming C is the largest, C has to be bigger than A and C also has to be bigger than B. Then only we can say that C is the largest. So we'll be using this logical expressions to write our Java program. See, it is almost the same program. This was for 2 numbers. Now we'll write for 3 numbers. So let us create a class first, C5B. I'll copy the previous program here because it is almost the same. So now instead of 2 values, we have 3 values. L will store the largest. So don't worry about that. So here we'll check if A is greater than B, then it is the largest. No, C is also there. So here we are going to add if A is also bigger than C, means it has to be bigger than A and has to be bigger than C. If both is true, in AND what happens? When both are true, then only the expression will be true. This is a logical expression. So in the previous case, the test expression was a relational expression. In this case, it is a logical expression. So in test expression, we can either use logical or relational, but we cannot use arithmetic because arithmetic doesn't give the value in true and false. Here the answer should be either in true or false. If it is true, it will go to the block, statement block. If it is false, it will not go to the statement block. So if it is true, it will tell that the largest is A. Similarly for B, B has to be bigger than A and also B has to be bigger than C. Then only we can say that B is the largest. Similarly, we have to do for C. What if C is the largest one? So C has to be bigger than A and C has to be bigger than B. Then only we can say that C is the largest number. This completes the program. So since there are 3 numbers here, we need 3 if statement. 2 numbers, we need 2 if statement. 4 numbers, we need 4 if statement. If 4 numbers are there, A, B, C, D, then A greater than B and A greater than C and A greater than D. Similarly, B greater than A, B greater than C and B greater than D. And similarly, there will be 4 if statement. See, you can write program for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, any numbers. But in board exam, it will be limited to 3 or 4 maximum. Okay. So now let us run this program and check. Let us take 5, 10 and 7. So we should get the answer as 10.0. See, we are getting the answer. So this was a simple program. similar as the previous one. Only in the previous one there were 2, here there are 3. In the previous one you used relational expression, and this case we are using logical expression. So it depends on the program that what type of expression you need to use. So you have to build expression by yourself. You have to create expressions and use it inside if statements. You will get to know how to do it when you start solving all the programs. So these are simple programs, but in the future classes you are going to solve more complicated programs. So now let us move to the next question. And the question is, write a program to enter day number to display day name. Okay, the meaning of the program is, if you enter 1, it will print Monday. If you enter 2, it will print Tuesday. Similarly, if you enter 7, it will print Sunday. There are 7 days. You will input the number and it will print the day. So we will write a program for this. First I will write the program, then I will explain it. First let us create a class C5C. Class C5C, public void DNM. So now we need to take input. What input? We'll ask the user to enter a number between 1 to 7. So when he enters a number between 1 to 7, for example 3, it should print Wednesday. 1 is Monday, 2 is Tuesday, 3 is Wednesday, so it should print Wednesday. Similarly, any number between 1 to 7, it will print accordingly. So here we'll use scanner class. You have already understood how to use scanner class. Let us use scanner class here. To use scanner class, first you have to write import java.util.asterisk. Then you have to write here throws input mismatch exception. Then here we'll write the scanner line, scanner x equal to new scanner system.in. Before taking input, you also have to write the print statement. And in this print statement, we'll ask the user, enter a value between 1 to 7. So that you will enter any value between 1 to 7 and you have to print the day number. So now we'll take the input. Let us take the input in variable y maybe. X dot next int, done. So here we'll take the number, then our job is to print the days. If y is 1, what type of expression is this? This is a relational expression. Then it is Monday. And what is A? A is a string type variable. Why string? Because Monday, Tuesday are all words. We have to store in a string variable. You have to use according to the syntax. If it is true, then curly bracket starts, then the statement block, and then curly brackets end. Remember, here we can write more than one statement. It depends on the type of program. So this will be 2. If it is 2, it will be Tuesday. If it is 3, it will be Wednesday. If it is 4, it will be Thursday. If it is 5, it will be Friday. If it is 6, Saturday. And if it is 7, it will be Sunday. Done all the 7 days. Then after that we'll print, which is nothing but the statement x, system.out.println a, where a contains the day. Now let us run this program. Compile, close. So it is asking the user to enter a value between 1 to 7. Let us input 6. 6 means it should print Saturday. See, you are getting the answer. Let us run again. Let us enter 3. It should be Wednesday. See, you are getting Wednesday. What if I enter 8? It will not print anything. Why? Because there is no day between 1 to 7. So here we can write the program or modify the program in such a way that it will become more beautiful. if the value of y is less than 1 or the value of y is greater than 7. This means the user need to enter between 1 to 7. What if the user enters 0, that is less than 1, or negative numbers, or more than 7 like 8, 9, 10? There is nothing to print. In this case, you will store wrong choice. Means you are giving a wrong choice. You have nothing to print. Now let us run this program and see. For example, 9. Wrong choice, because there is no day between 1 to 7. So now let us understand this program. So we are using scanner class here. If you want to use, you can use parameter also, but here in this program I thought that scanner will be more helpful. So we took the input, then we are checking if it is 1. If it is 1, in the variable a we are storing Monday. If it is 2, we are storing Tuesday. If it is 3, we are storing Wednesday. If it is 4, we are storing Thursday. Similarly, till 7, we are storing Sunday. We have created another if statement that in case the user input something different than 1 to 7, then you will print a wrong choice. So it is always better to improve your program or to write a program which looks more professional. Okay. So this statement makes the program more professional. If you don't write, that is fine in this case. But if you write, it will be more better program as compared to others. So now let us run this program manually. For example, the user enters in y the value 4. So y is now 4. So y equal to, that is 4 equal to 1, false. So this will not get executed. Then again here it comes 4 equal to 2, no. It will not get executed. 4 equal to 3, no, this will not get executed. 4 equal to 4, yes, so this will get executed. So in A we will have Thursday. Then 4 equal to 5, false, it will not get executed. 4 equal to 6, false, it will not get executed. 4 equal to 7, false, it will not get executed. 4 less than 1, false. 4 greater than 7, false. False or false is false. So this will not get executed. So finally it will print the value of A, which is Thursday. What if the user enters 0? 0 means this will be false, this will be false, this will be false, this will be false, because neither of the number matches. Here 0 less than 1, true. 0 greater than 7, false. True or false is true. So when or is there, even if 1 is true, the whole statement will become true. It is just the opposite of AND, which you did in the previous program. So this will get executed. So in A we will store wrong choice. So what will get printed? Obviously wrong choice will get printed. So today in this class you have completed 3 programs. In the next class we are going to study about if-else statement. So now we'll take a leave. Have a nice day. Thank you.